Hi guys, today I'm gonna showcase Televise, which is a program to televise tilāwahs. That means to generate videos of Qur'an recitations. Now, normally when you have videos of Quranic recitations, it's either it's just the audio file, or it's an audio file with like a static background, or some of those videos they have the Arabic text, some of them have the translation, some of them have both. Okay, now the ones that have either the text or the translation, they are generally made manually by using like a non-linear editor, like I don't know, maybe Premiere Pro, I guess, or uh, DaVinci Resolve, etc. Now, thing is that is not really feasible to do on a mass scale. Like, let's say I have 30 hours or like one khatam of the Quran. It's gonna take a long amount of time to actually edit it out properly. Um, Add in the fact if you want word by word highlighting, that's gonna increase the load. So for that, this program has been created to ease that process. Now let us look at some of the example output of this. Okay? That was chapter 1 verse 1, and now we are going to see chapter 85. So I played only a part of it because the main point was to show you the chapter screen, where it shows the info about the chapter, and also to show you how it splits when a verse is too long. So uh, now I'll get more into the verse splitting logic in subsequent videos. For now, I'm going to show you how you can actually use it. So you need to clone this repository and cd into it, install the dependencies. So I have already done that in this repository over here. Now, for this, you're going to need some things, right? First, you're going to need what's called a Rabbitize compatible translation JSON. Now, what is this? Well, let's go to call.13.ai. Okay. Here you can find translations. Mm-mm. Mm. Okay, here. Just now, if you look at the format of this, we are okay. By the way, we are just talking about the simple export. You can see that. Wait, give me 1 second. Oh yeah. So basically, you're gonna get this format if you download it in the simple version. So it has the verse key, and the translation of that. Now the thing is that because we need to split it, right? Meaning, if a verse is too long, we're gonna split both the text and the translation. So for that, we're gonna need this translation of each verse to be split into phrases. So again, I will be covering this in detail, but uh, basically, mm, mm, basically, it I have another program that does that. It takes this as input and outputs what's called a Joomla is compatible translation JSON. Uh, okay, and Robthize takes that and outputs a Robthize compatible translation JSON. Now, what does it have? It basically it has the text of each verse. It has it divided into all of these segments, and it tells us which like what word range does this translation correspond to, or does this segment correspond to. Right, I will not delve too much into that for now. That will be covered in detail in upcoming videos. You need that now. Also, you need. Okay, by the way, where do you get that? You can get that from this repository. You can go to tree, you go to results, and you can get this. Okay. Now, the second thing is you need a all compatible word by word Arabic text JSON and a surah names metadata JSON. Basically, just from here, right? But you need word by word. Just keep that in mind. And for surah names, you just have to get the JSON. Okay. And a font index JSON file. What's this? Uh, if you are using custom fonts, you need to write a JSON file like this, where it has this family name, which is what you're gonna access the font as in your CSS, and the URL. What is URL? The URL is the absolute path of the file, considering public as root. Okay, just keep that in your working memory. I'll explain that. So in this, you can also add additional options apart from family and URL, which are supported by the this load font function in Raymotion. So you can add all of these. Um, so let's just look at this for a moment. In public, we have data, and here I have put the translation, right? The word by word file, word by word Arabic text JSON file. This can I'm gonna load that. It's gonna take time. And the surah names metadata, right? And in fonts, I have all of these fonts, and I have sorry. Okay, okay, right. Okay, it was stuck. I have all of these fonts, and I have written this JSON file. But basically, so for example, for Hafs, the file is in public slash fonts, then Hafs.tdf, right? Right. Sorry. So that's the URL. Similarly for all of the others. Now for some fonts, they're divided into multiple files, and each is for a different style. This is for the normal one. This is for the italic one. As I said, you can use all of the. Uh, 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 where is this? Okay, sorry. Yeah, you can use all of the options that are available in load font. Okay. Uh, same for the Scheherazade, I guess, new font. That's how it's pronounced. So now we have the static data ready. This is going to basically be expected to be the same across your different renders, I guess. But for runtime data, which is data that is expected to change on each render, you need you need basically two things: a recitation audio, which is the MP3 file or similar audio format, and you need a LUFGuys compatible timings JSON. What is this? It's basically a file of this format, which is generated by my program LUFGuys. You can watch videos about that program. So it basically has all of the words or phrases that were in the recording with their timestamps. Okay. So this thing actually the thing with Remotion is it is browser based. So you can't it cannot access your entire file system. So if there are files that you expect will be continuously changing for each of your runs of the program, then uh, 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 one option could be that it could just be handled like this, right? where you put it in public, and then we pass that to static file, and then yeah, and it's used. But that's a bit that's a bit that's a bit of a hassle. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to use a URL for it. So you can just put all of those files somewhere. Like I have this here. This is chapter 1 verse 1, and this is chapter 85, and you can just run this command. Okay, you can use npx also. I'm using pnpx serve. You have to enable cors, by the way, remember. And I'm setting the port to something custom. You can use another web server as well, but just remember to use cors, otherwise it won't work. It's gonna get problems. Okay. uh Now, uh if you've done this, and if you've installed the dependencies, uh good to go. Like, you can open it's gonna open this, and then npm run dev or npm run dev. The program will start up on this port, right? And here you have to basically you can edit all of these props. So the audio URL is this. So localhost 8000, which is what this is serving, and 001, etc. Now, for words underscore path, these underscore path ones are the ones that as I said, they are not expected to change. But I've still made them as props so that if they do change them, then you can like work something out. You can modify them. Also, the font syntax. Now, a max underscore words, it refers to the maximum number of words that can be displayed on one frame. This refers to Arabic words, by the way, not English words or the translation words. This is FPS, and this is the width and the height. Now, with width and the height, if you're going to change them, then you're going to have to basically go in and customize the rest of the styling as well from here, basically from this file. Okay, so keep that in mind. Once you have this, you can you can just go and render it. Okay, so you can change the codec, you can change the output file name, etc. You can change all of these. You can just make sure it's not muted. Probably that's probably what you want. You can change the other stuff. Pixel format, YUV A is required. Like this YUV A 420 is required if you want transparency. And in others, some themes might require you to force dark mode to render properly. Otherwise, the colors will not show properly. So you can enable that, and you can just render the video. So I'm not. It's gonna take some amount of time depending on your system. I'm not gonna wait for it. I have done those already. This is the chapter 1 verse 1, as I showed you already. And let us see how we can render something else. So um, here, as I said, we have chapter 85. It's MP3 and it's JSON as well. So you can just go here, 085 and 085. That's it. So, by the way, this does not have the oath, so I could not show that properly, but you get the point, right? It's gonna highlight like that. That's just a love dice thing. Uh, Not really that exotic. So, yeah, you can see that it highlights each phrase. Like this section corresponds to this section, and now that's the exact word being recited. So, yeah, I'll delve into more details in the next video or in upcoming videos. Um, so to render this, you can just render it the same way as usual. Now, you probably, like, if you're looking at something that generates videos automatically, you probably want to do it on a large scale. And of course, if a large scale, meaning you probably want to do it